The novel Fahrenheit 451 takes place in a dystopian society that burns books in order to control any idea that in turn would cause conflicts and or deal with negative concepts. The novel revolves around the character Guy Montag, who is a career fireman who begins to question the context of what he believes to be a meaningless life, and the book burning policy in general. These inquisitions result in him undergoing a variety of sufferings as a result of his oppressive society, and a complete transformation of his individual character from where the novel began. The novel poses a very valuable question regarding society today, which is if personal freedoms were limited, how do you think people would react? In Bradbury's novel, a large number of people do not feel oppressed or angry by the banning of books and the censorship of free thought. Do you think the United States would react in the same manner? Now that I've given you a summary of the context of the novel, I'd like to go over my overall thoughts. Overall, I thought the novel was a very good read start to finish, even if I thought it started to stall at many times in eventfulness. The theme it presents is still more relevant than ever, especially in the technological age us humans are currently living in. Furthermore, its world-building aspects are perhaps the best aspect of the novel, and for a novel that was written in 1953, the author's predictions that people's emotional attachment to artificial things such as television is completely resounding, if you ask me. However, let's start to get to the novel's overall problems, and I felt the story was weak in many aspects. For example, I believed it stalled at many times in its eventfulness, as mentioned before. Furthermore, I think readers today might have issue with the novel's treatment of women, especially in the case of Montag's wife, Mildred, who is personified as a mindless housewife that does nothing but really watch television all day. And there is definitely an over-reliance of synonyms throughout the text, which many times does not add anything to the setting of the scene. It would have been more enjoyable and perhaps more of a gripping read if Bradbury to rely on another variety of different literary devices. However, I'd say the pros definitely outweigh the cons in this novel, and I felt story was exceptionally strong in areas of world building, character progression, and most importantly, each and every section of the novel it's there for a reason. It each relates to the message or the theme that Bradbury is attempting to convey. Furthermore, I would primarily suggest this novel for ages 13 and up due to the minor amount of language and the amount of violence in the novel. And I also think that any younger, they would get bored reading it, so that's my suggestion. Now that I've given you some of my thoughts on this particular novel, I'd like to go over some of the thoughts of other acclaimed reviewers, and one of these is Michael Berry out of Common Sense Media. And in relation to the book, he writes, Fahrenheit 451 is a classic science fiction novel and a powerful commentary on humankind's urge to suppress what it doesn't understand. The shadow of the Cold War looms over the plot, which may confuse some young readers, but the truths Ray Bradbury unearths are timeless. The novel won the National Book Award and has been adapted for film, radio, stage, and graphic novel, and it likely to be read widely for a long time. Now, I'd say Michael Berry got a lot of things right in this review. First off, his Common Sense says age 13 plus for recommended age. I would definitely agree with the age limit, and furthermore, I think he hit the nail on the head when it comes to the theme of the novel. I mean, a lot of people may not be able to phrase it as well as he did, but I definitely think that's the theme of the novel. Now, where his review lacks is kind of the appeal to authority of how, this is a great book because it was transferred into movie, onto the stage. It's like, I don't think that's very useful for a review. I think it would have been better if he focused more on the novel, but other than that, I thought it was a very well put together, short, to the point review. I think if you want to take my review or Michael Berry's out of Common Sense Media, we both agreed it's a pretty good book, and most importantly, it has a very timeless message that is more prevalent today than ever. So yeah, I would give the novel a 3.5 to 4 star rating out of 5, and I would recommend it for ages 13 plus. That's my final thoughts. Thank you for listening.